Hi, welcome to another episode of the Immersion series. So the whole idea of the series is to use this example like we have with our friends with the aquatic life as a means of, on the one hand, of being independent, but on the other hand, being totally immersed in our situation. And how do we bring those two together? And really bring it together in a way that it's both, reflected in our relationships, it's reflected at work, it's reflected at play, however it works, but a whole consistent, immersive yet aware experience. And in the previous episode, I got a little bit into our methodology, which is powered by one. We talk about context, connection, contribution. What I kind of wanted to revisit was this idea of immersive awareness, because I think pretty much nailed and gave a good couple examples of being immersed, where we kind of totally lose ourselves in whatever activity we're doing. Sometimes it might be a good book, it might be a good video, it might be, business concerns or business errands, it might be about a relationship. That immersiveness, I think we captured that pretty well. But what I felt was missing still was this idea of awareness. And then if you have awareness and you have immersion, what are we talking about bringing them together? So on the awareness side, maybe the reason I took it for granted is I think many people are naturally wired. Like, what's the most important thing? Is me, right? When people don't want to hear about you, they want to hear about themselves, right? So one of the basic principles in conversations and winning friends and all that is the idea of speaking about you, or speaking about the other person, asking them about themselves. So people are naturally wired to think about themselves. So I think most people are naturally aware. So in many instances, that can be positive, it can also be the opposite of positive. And so when, for example, in business, if I'm going to go speak and I'm going to be self-aware and be focused on my product, my solution, my service, but not be immersed in what your situation is as the potential customer, as the potential client, what you have going on, there's going to be a disconnect, right? I'm going to be pitching you rather than trying to connect to you and then together creating a solution, right? So that's where the two come together. So self-aware is the awareness part. The immersion part is connecting to the person or the situation that you find yourself in. And what we want to do is kind of strike that balance. It's the same thing in relationships, right? If I come into the relationship being purely self-aware, it's all about me and what can you do for me, it's not going to exactly be a very healthy relationship, right? In other scenarios, we talk about being ill and being well. So check out that little nugget right there. But the commonality being is that if I'm only aware, if I'm self-aware in my relationships, then that's going to create a problem. If I'm only immersed in the relationship, that can also create an imbalance, right? Because I might start to feel that I'm being taken advantage of, or that I'm giving and giving and giving, and I just feel out of balance. So we really want to bring those two together. We want to be immersive, and we want to be aware. And I think if we look in the world today, and we look at technology is definitely pushing this idea of an immersive experience. So it's kind of giving us a taste, really, what I believe, and there's a lot of thought, if you look into, if you kind of dive, speaking of the immersion series, if you dive into the waters of wisdom, and we speak about the evolution of humanity and the journey that humanity has taken on throughout history and where we're going, where the end game is, it speaks about this, what I'll call immersive awareness. Some people call it the golden age, some people call it the end of days, some people have a very not positive view, calling it the apocalypse or something like that. But depending on which stream you kind of dive into, the end goal for humanity is this consciousness that we're creating now with technology. We're getting a taste of it now. So when we're on social and we're totally connected to our friends or community or extended community, however it may work, we've got that interaction going where we're totally immersed. We're also kind of aware because it's about us, but we're trying to connect to others. So again, it's this balance, and what we're all driving towards is a combination of immersive. So I hope that clarifies things a little bit. If we're only self-aware, if it's only about me, out of balance. If we're only immersed, that can also create an imbalance. What we want to do is bring it together in a one consistent play, whether it's in business, in relationships, or in other areas, things in the world like technology. We want to bring it together. So that's immersive awareness, bring it together. So I hope that helps. This was meant to start a conversation. Please let's continue it on social through Twitter, Facebook, on my homepage, Total Living BSD. Better, stronger, doing what matters.